All right, you guys. So, if you've been in my world for a while, you probably entered this space knowing that I am a tarot reader or I've read oracles, okay? And if you are one of the lucky ones, you probably had a private reading with me. And guys, I still do private readings. So, if you want a private reading, go ahead and click the link below, okay? So, today's episode is all about something that many of you that have gotten a private reading, the most common question is, how do I know what deck to buy? That is the most common question. I want to buy my own deck, Stephanie, and I don't know which deck to buy. I have no idea. How do I know? I want to get my own tarot deck. I want to buy my own oracle deck, but I have no idea where to start. Where do I start? Please help me. You guys, today, that is exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about how to know which deck is the deck for you. How do I know which one is the perfect deck? Where do I start? I want to know because I don't want to mess this up. And I promise you, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to get down and dirty today. And we're going to talk all about all of these misconceptions and all of the, the gatekeepy things that they tell you. And all of the things that I found were untrue, the truths, all of the things that I found to be the things that even held me back in the beginnings of tarot reading, oracle readings, all of the things. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, guys, welcome back to Moon and Musings with a Boss Bish. I'm Stephanie Barthelmess, your business medium, and I'm here to get rid of all of the gatekeeping, all of the things that people keep secrets, all of that. We don't do that here. We don't do that. I get rid of all of the scariness. I translate. I make all of the things make sense for you so that you understand the magical world. So it's not as scary for you, so that you can start doing these things for yourself, so that you can enter the magical space and you can start doing this awesome shit yourself, because it's amazing. It's amazing. This world is fucking awesome. So let's dive in. Okay. So for me, oracle reading and tarot card reading has been something that has literally changed my life. It has been a form of divination that I've been using now within my business, within my life. Now regularly, I'm looking at my calendar now, or I'm looking at the date for, I want to say 4 years now regularly. I actually started doing this as a practice actually when I want to say in 2020, I had my own personal reading done for myself. And what had happened was that she told me that I had my own gift. And it was something that I had always known, because when I was 15, I bought my own tarot deck. I had bought my own classic Rider-Waite deck, which actually I'm going to show you guys. So hold on 1 second. Let me grab that deck. Hold on. All right. So this is my very, very, very first any deck. Okay. I've had this Rider-Waite classic tarot deck since I was 15 years old. And I was actually really scared of this, okay? So I was raised Catholic. And if anybody knows Catholic, or Catholicism, you're raised to think like all of this is taboo. All of this is scary. All of this is very no. Like you don't do this. This is very no. This is very like when you go see psychics and you go see card readers, this is the stuff you do in secret. Like you don't tell people that this is what you do. And to even have your own deck, to even be a reader yourself, it's kind of dangerous, right? This is like it's like on the wild side to be doing these kinds of things, right? So I was always the black sheep, right? I was always the girl that did, I was the bad girl, right? And I very much air quote this because I don't see this as dangerous. I don't see this as bad in any way, shape, or form. I don't see this as occultish, dark. It's not any kind of dark magic. This is very much a form of divination, okay? If you look at tarot, and the history of tarot, it actually, the very first deck was a playing card deck, and they turned it into, like, you can even use a regular playing card deck and to read cards if you truly look at the history, right? And sorry, I love tarot. I really, really love tarot. I'm a certified tarot reader. And when I learned about it, the history was so fascinating to me. But when it comes down to it, like, there's a whole like story when it comes to tarot. And there's, the fool's journey, and like from beginning to end, and all of the things. So when it comes down to it, when I was younger, I hid my deck and I didn't use it because I felt that I needed to know the cards. I needed to know the definitions. I needed to know what was going on because there was such a misconception, because I had nobody to lead me. I had nobody to teach me. I had nobody telling me what was what with the cards, right? I had nobody telling me that, the five of wands was actually, the fight. You are working so hard, and there are people around you that want to fight with you and work with you to get to, where you want to be. And then there are other people that don't want you to get to where you want to go. You need to work on who to trust to get there, right? It's all about trusting the people in your life, right? And it's knowing that. And then there's colors within the card that you need to understand the colors on the card, and there's like so much depth within this, right? And it's incredible understanding like all of the things, like, and just it's so great, right? And understanding those aspects of the tarot, right? And when I started and I bought the deck, I didn't understand that. And so it scared me. I bought the deck and I bought a book to go along with it. And the book is called Tarot Made Easy, okay? It did not make tarot easy in any way, shape, or form. Not at all. Not even a little bit. It made it more confusing for me, right? Nothing. So not until I was, 30, in my 30s, right? Did I really start diving in, and I had that reading with my good friend, who she's now my very dear friend, right? And she started teaching me more about this, right? And I started like really diving into my own metaphysical, beautiful practices and understanding my own magic, right? And that's where it begins. It's with you. You need to decide, do I want to dive into this? Do I want to learn more? And it's truly about you. Do you want to learn? Do you want to understand? Do you want to like really feel into this? Because a lot of times we get stuck on the rules. We need to, like, we feel like we have to follow these rules that were made up like hundreds of years ago. And a lot of times we forget that these are just divination tools that are put in place for us to use, right? They are pictures for us to interpret, right? And they're there for us to use to help us push forward, right? So, yes, the tarot has distinct definitions to help us move forward. Whereas oracle cards, right? Oracle cards are there to help us define as well, but they're very loose, right? Oracle cards, they were made by their own creators, and they have their own loose definitions. And they can be interpreted however the reader wants to interpret it, right? So I like Oracle. I like both of them. I choose either one. And a lot of people, this can go either way, okay? And this is where don't come at me. This is my personal opinion. Okay, everything in this video is for entertainment purposes, and this is my own personal opinion. But I truly feel like, I know you'll hear that with cards, some people go with the thought that with cards and stuff, that you should only receive them as gifts, and that's how, that's how you're supposed to get your cards. Personally, like, if that was the case with me, I'd never have a deck of cards. No one's ever given me, that's a lie. I've gotten one deck of cards that was a gift. Maybe two. I got 2 decks of cards that were gifts. But all the other ones I've bought myself, and I've connected with them deeply. Like, they were all like, I've connected with them. I can read them perfectly. And the ones that I bought myself, I connected with on a like very much better than the ones that were given to me with gifts. Um that's just that's how it's always been for me. How I choose is, I go in and I pick up the decks, and I ask them. I truly, because every deck I feel has its own personality. And I ask the deck, "Do you want to go home with me?" And they say yes or they say no. And if they say no, then I put the deck down. Whether you think I'm crazy or not, it is what it is. But that's how it's always worked for me. And thank you. I just got coffee. But that's how it's always worked for me. So when I mean, I have a collection. I do. I have a collection of decks. And each one, I always, and I love it for different readings, because every person has a different personality. So every deck of cards has its own personality, right? So if you think about it, like, we all have our own personalities, right? And it, like, if you ask your decks, if you go in and you're looking at the decks and you pick them up and you ask them, "Hey, do you want to come home with me?" I guarantee you'll get the feeling. You'll know if the deck belongs to you. Or even if, okay, and I know some of you are like, "But what if I'm buying it on Amazon?" What if I'm looking on Amazon, or I'm looking at wherever you shop, right? Wherever you may be shopping for cards, you'll know. You'll get a guttural reaction on whether or not that deck should be going home with you. You just know. You just do. And it's one of those things where, like, have you ever had that moment where you have no idea how to explain it, but you just knew? You just knew that it was supposed to happen that way. You just knew that you were supposed to go left when the directions told you to go right, and you ended up in that place, right? It's that moment. It's that situation. And that's how these cards work, right? I got a new supernatural deck. His name is Dean. Duh. Right? His name is Dean. And it's like that. I picked him up, and automatically we have this immediate connection. Like, I could read him, and like, immediately. I can't read him on lives, right? I can't. But when it's a personal reading and it's just me and another person, and again, guys, I do personal readings. So if you want a one-on-one, like, card reading, definitely book that reading with me. BISH readings, they're phenomenal. Like, toot toot. If you want to know what is going on with your business, and you want a one-on-one, getting that clarity in your business, and hear from your guides and understand what they've been trying to tell you, and here, like, get that clarity and moving forward in your business, because for whatever reason, it's this time of year, it's that stuckness. Now is the time to schedule that call. Now is the time to schedule that reading so you can move forward with that reading. I'm telling you, they're phenomenal. I have testimonial beyond testimonial to show you. Like, chef's kiss. These readings are goosebumpy. Goosebumpy. Anyways, the connection that you can have with your cards is just incredible. Incredible. But here's the thing that I need to tell you, and this is the most important part that you need to hear from me. Okay? It's not that serious. Okay? It is not that serious. All right? Let go of the rules. I promise you that if I wasn't told that in the beginning, like, everyone asks me, how are you so good? Like, how do you know this so well? Like, how do I learn this? What do I do? The most important thing that I learned is put the book down. Put the book down. Go with your gut. Go with your intuition. Because when I was learning, okay, this is what I was taught. And I'm just going with what I was taught. I'm going to tell you what I was taught in the very beginning. Okay. She told me to just listen to my intuition. Do not use the book. Listen to your gut. Listen to what the cards are telling you. Your intuition, your guides are yelling at you. They're telling you what the cards are saying. Okay. So, and even the person, if you're reading for another person, if you're not reading for yourself and you're reading for another person, their guides are telling you what needs to be said. Okay. So a lot of times you just need to hear it. You just need to listen. Right. And so many times it's exactly what the book says. And you don't even need to worry about that. You're putting so much pressure on yourself. And it's unnecessary, babe. It's so unnecessary. That pressure of needing to be right and needing to make sure that we're following the book and we're following the rules. For what reason? They're there to hear what you have to say, not what the book says that the card says, right? I promise you, the card is just a tool. The card is just a tool. I'm going to repeat that. The card is just a tool for you in your divination practice. Okay? Okay? It's an amazing tool. And it's an amazing tool. All right? In the link below, I have some of my favorite decks, okay, that I'm sharing with you that I use regularly. These are the ones that I use regularly. I have those in the link below. Check them out. See if they resonate with you. If they don't, by all means, ignore them. But these are the ones that I use, okay? The only one that isn't on there, and only because I have no idea how I got her, Sunshine. I can't find her like anywhere. I can't find her anywhere, okay? She's the way home. She's the way home deck, okay? But every other deck that I use regularly is on that in the link below, okay? Check them out, okay? And some other stuff, ways that I run my business is in there, okay? Listen. These decks are amazing. Some of the easiest decks to read. Some of them I love. I truly, truly love, okay? Listen, all of the decks, no matter which one you pick, make sure that it clicks with you. Just because one is aligned with me doesn't mean it's going to align with you. Okay? And I'm going to repeat that. Just because a deck aligns with me does not mean it will align with you, babe. All right? So I want you to go with your gut. I want you to follow your instincts, okay? I want you to listen to you. Because, babe, at the end of the day, it's all about you. It's not about me. It's not about Susie. It's not about Amy. It's not about Jim. It's not about whoever. It's about you. And it's about what works for you. Okay. So maybe cards aren't for you. Maybe it doesn't align with you. And that's okay. Whatever magic works for you is for you. Okay. Don't put pressure on yourself. Never put pressure on yourself. I don't want you to feel like you have to do it this way because Stephanie said you had to. I never said you had to do anything. Okay. Okay. I want you to do what works for you. All right. All right, guys. So that was another episode of Moon and Musings with Stephanie Barthelmess, your business medium. Let me know what you thought about that. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure that you are subscribing so you get notifications on all the new episodes because, hello, you don't want to miss these episodes. I am telling you about all this magic and it's pretty amazing magic, okay? Okay? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to see you again. And next week's episode is going to be pretty epic. I promise. I promise. All right, guys. Can't wait to talk to you again. Bye, guys.